Hello, my name is Tashika Perry Harris, and I am the founder of Crowning Daughters for Success Enrichment Program, a program that creates confidence without compromise. Welcome back to Empowerment Time, the Me Project. Today, we're going to be talking about motivation. Every Monday, I am preparing to give you a motivational Monday that will encourage you, challenge you, and equip you to push until you get to the end and your victory. So, during this time of social distancing, it is so easy to be a Debbie Downer. It is so easy to slack, and it is so easy to not have the motivation you need to accomplish certain goals, to have gratitude, to have peace. And today, on this Motivational Monday, I want to give you what motivation is, why motivation is important, and some keys that you will be able to write down and tap into to stay motivated. During great times, during challenging times, motivation is so important and it is so needed. So, what exactly is motivation? Motivation is a reason to do something or a behavior that you have because of something. So, motivation is a reason to do something or behaving in a certain way, a desire or willingness to do something. So, the motivation is the root to why people do what they do. Some people are motivated to go to college, so they study, they believe in academic success, they believe in paying attention in class. Some people are motivated to build their family, so they call their family members, they are kind to their family members, and they love spending time with their family because of that motivation. Motivation is a process of stimulating people to a certain action. So when you're motivated, when that motivation pushes you to do something, in other words, when you're motivated, there are some negative motivations because some people can be so quick or so motivated to want to do something bad to someone else, and all they need is for that person to make them mad or tick them off, and that births or manifests a motivation, which births an action to do something inappropriate. Well, we want you guys to have that appropriate balanced motivation. It is so important. I actually did a little research and found that there are 3 types of motivation. So pay attention to this. It is an extrinsic type of motivation, which is an external rewards. So this type of motivation with extrinsic motivation, it is truly motivated by money, praise, recognition, and benefits. So any external thing will motivate you, okay? Anything externally will get you moving, will get that engine cranked up and going. The second type is intrinsic motivation, and that relies on a person's internal values, a belief system, integrity, rewards of feeling good by doing something. And the last but not least is addiction. And it is a mixture of both, being rewarded externally or internally feeling good about doing something. Now, they say that the addiction is the most destructive type of motivation, because one of the things we do is we do things for the wrong motives, because we're going to be praised and because we're going to get money. And so we do things for the wrong motive of being praised, because maybe we don't feel good about ourselves. So we're going to do something even though we don't want to do it, just to get that praise or just to get that money or just to get that recognition. Or we're going to overly work ourselves to feel good about something. So when there's no balance, there's destruction. So when there's no balance in the external type and the internal type, we find ourselves being motivated for the wrong reasons, and then we still don't end up feeling good about ourselves because we're so overworked and we're so burnt out. So I want you to pay attention to the external type, the internal type, and the addiction. And when you put the external type of motivation as well as the internal type, you do things because yes, everyone wants to be recognized, but that's not the only reason why you're doing it. And yes, we do things because we want to feel good about ourselves, but that's not the only reason why you're doing it. And when you can have a balance of both, you are in a great motivation position. All right. So why is motivation important? Motivation is important because it gives us a desire to change. What motivates you causes you to want to do things differently, want to do things better. What motivates you causes you to want change and moving forward and not giving up. Motivation is needed by anyone that wants to succeed. Any successful person has to have that type of experience of being motivated to achieve certain goals and accomplishments. So do not allow what we're going through, again, with the social distancing and not being in school and not being connected with your friends, to cause you to miss out on being motivated even during challenging times. So even the most active and the most successful people, they become unmotivated. You know why? Because trials come, sickness come, death comes, disappointment comes. There are so many reasons why many people are unmotivated. There's so many reasons why so many people say, I'm giving up. I'm not going to try that again. But don't allow the obstacles and don't allow the responsibilities and do not even allow decisions and relationships, pressures, or challenges take or suck the motivation out of you. They're gonna come. They're here right now. But you have to picture in your mind, why is it that you want to accomplish a certain thing? What's important to you? When you find those things that's important to you, that is what motivate you to keep going. And most of all, I want you to be important to you, because everything else can walk away. Everything else can go out of style. Everything else can let you down. But if you remain, right, your own motivation, when you see yourself in the morning, when you touch and see that there's breath still in your body, that's going to motivate you to keep going, to keep trying, right? So allow yourself to be your first motivation. What are some of the key points that you can implement to stay motivated? And I'm going to say the first thing is going to be your mindset. You have to make sure that your attitude and your mindset is positive and productive, because the way you think 9 times out of 10 is going to trigger what you do. So staying positive and keeping a positive and productive mindset will definitely keep you motivated. The next thing that I believe keeps even me motivated is sometimes you got to talk to yourself. There's a awesome character by the name of David in the Bible. Everything was against him. All of the people were against him. And you know what he had to do? He had to encourage himself. He had to say, you can do this, David. You got this, David. Don't you dare give up on you, David. And so that's something that we have to implement in our life as well. We have to do some positive self-talk, because there are some people that just aren't going to believe in you. There are certain people that's not going to motivate you because they're trying to motivate themselves. And so you have to wake up every morning, and when you're faced with difficulties and challenges, the first thing you have to do is say something positive about yourself. Give yourself a positive reason to keep going. Next, find a positive role model, because at times when you don't have the words to give to yourself, there is at least one person that will remind you of how great you are, how smart you are, how much you are needed, and guide you to your place of victory. So find a positive role model. Get out and do something fun, right? Do something productive that always gets that engine cranking. I know for me, if I remember a time that I was so unmotivated, didn't want to get out of the bed, didn't want to do anything. And you know what? I said a prayer and I felt the need to go outside. And when the sun hit me and I began to walk, I begin to feel the energy and I begin to feel life come back in me. So just stop what you're doing when you're feeling unmotivated and do something productive, do something fun. That would definitely get your motivational wheels turning. Read something inspiring. There are so many inspiring things that will definitely feed our brain exactly what it needs to stay motivated. So you find that productive, engaging, impactful book and you motivate yourself through a power read. You know, I authored a book called Dressing My Inner Beauty, and I sometimes read my own words to stay motivated. Write yourself a positive and encouraging letter. Listen, you are not cray-cray if you do that, all right? Just to write yourself a letter. Tell yourself what you mean to you. Tell yourself some things that you desire to do. Tell yourself some good advice. Pretend like you are your own best friend that's going through something, and guess what? Everything that you would tell a best friend, tell yourself. Last but not least, ask for help. When you're feeling unmotivated and it is truly outside of your power to be motivated and get things going, don't ever be afraid to ask for help. Don't ever be afraid to seek out counsel, because there is always someone who will be willing to help you. This has been Motivational Monday. You stay motivated no matter the situation, challenge, pressure. You are your greatest motivation, because guess what? You will be with you always.